In this video, we're talking about what I consider to be the ultimate set of lenses to take your M50 to the next level. The lenses that I'll be talking about are the 23mm, the 33mm, and the 56mm from a company named Viltrox. First of all, I feel it's important to disclose my relationship with Viltrox. All of these lenses were sent out to me by Viltrox to review, but there was no exchange of money or any talking points, so if that is an issue for you, then that is fine, but you will be getting my unbiased opinions on all of this content. Now, why do I consider this focal range to be the ultimate set of prime lenses for the M50? Really, in order to answer that question, we had to know about lens compression and how lens compression affects your footage and how focal length affects lens compression. I could take a 23mm and do both wide or a more close-up shot, but because lens compression is determined by the distance between your camera and your subject, you would have different lens compression for your wide shot and your close ones, whereas getting longer and shorter focal lengths will allow you to get consistent lens compression throughout your video because you're able to leave your camera in the same place. Next, we have depth of field, and longer lenses will have significantly shallower depth of field than wider lenses at the same aperture. And so in order to get that really nice out of focus background, you need to have a longer focal length. Now, all of these reasons are more of why you want different focal lengths, not really about this lens set in particular. So now let's talk about why I actually consider the Viltrox lens set to be a really good set for YouTube, for even professional work. My friend Cody, he used them with the M50 and he really liked them. Number one, they're actually a set. It's not three different lenses that all have a slightly different look. All of these have consistent colors, consistent image quality throughout. You're not going to be going back and forth. Whereas if I was trying to do something like use the kit lens and an EF 50mm and the 22mm and then just throwing in like say a Sigma 30mm, they would all have a little bit different of look. There's something that people don't talk about much because like Sigma lenses tend to be cooler and give a cooler image, whereas these lenses give a warmer image. I like that it's consistent throughout the lens line. So I know that as long as my settings are correct, I will get consistent colors throughout this entire video, all of it filmed on these lenses. That is really helpful. They're all the same size, they all have the same filter threads, so I was able to get one ND filter, and since I'm only using one lens at a time, if I either had to use step-down rings or have a variety of ND filters, I wouldn't feel like filming as much. It's just not as convenient. Whereas with these, it's consistent all the way through. The same with the aperture. I know when I set all of these lenses to f1.8, like I have in this video, I'm getting good, consistent focus, consistent light, so I don't have to constantly be changing my light settings like I would if I had different lenses that all pulled in light slightly different. It's just another one of those things that gets the equipment out of the way for you so you can really work on your craft and not be fighting with equipment. Now, the declicked aperture ring on the back is not probably a big deal to most of you, but to some of you it might be very beneficial. Being able to go from inside to outside with a smooth transition can be really helpful. And finally, Viltrox should be sometime in the next year or so be adding a 13mm f1.4 to the lineup in the same series. So that would be amazing, being able to have all the way from 13mm to 56mm on an APS-C sensor would be incredible. And having a 13mm f1.4 that's consistent colors with the rest of your lenses across your lineup, those would be basically all the lenses I would ever need. So if you've been looking for a set of primes for your Canon M50, I think that these are a great option and definitely worth a look. Links will be down in the description. Those are affiliated, and I would really appreciate it if you use them. If you don't, whatever, no big deal. It's your life. But if you go to Viltrox and use my promo code, you can get 10% off. If you found this video helpful, please give me a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. If you'd like to support me, check out my Patreon, and I'll see you all in the next video.